I thought I was just tired of being unseen, unheard, untouched. My husband had fallen asleep in front of the TV again, and I went to bed alone like always. But that night, I woke to find someone standing in the doorway. It was his brother. At first, I told him to leave, but then his eyes said everything he wasn't allowed to. And when his fingers brushed against mine, I felt it. Heat, breathlessness, something I thought I'd lost forever. I wanted to resist. I tried to, but the moment his hand slid over the places I'd long kept hidden, even for myself, I didn't know where I ended, and the fire began. Now, I asked myself, was it wrong to finally feel alive? Please subscribe my new channel and like, share, and comments for my motivation. I never imagined that a single night could shake the foundation of everything I thought I knew. My name is Margaret Collins. I've been married to Robert for 6 years now. Ours was never a fairy tale romance, but it was real, stable, predictable. Robert is a good man, responsible and hardworking, but he's also a creature of habit. Our life was comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Somewhere between the laundry, weekly grocery runs, and quiet dinners, something essential faded. He stopped noticing me. I stopped trying to be noticed. And then William came back. William Collins, Robert's younger brother, had been away for years. He traveled, lived on both coasts, and did everything his older brother didn't. He was bold, spontaneous, and had a quiet mystery that made you curious even when you didn't want to be. When he walked back into our lives that summer, I felt a flicker in my chest that I hadn't felt in a long time. He was staying with us for a few weeks, just until he got settled again in town. Robert welcomed him like family, of course. I tried to act normal, but from the moment William looked at me, really looked, I could feel something unspoken stirring. There was nothing inappropriate, not at first, just glances held a little too long, laughter that felt more personal, conversations that curled into the late hours of the night. One evening, Robert had fallen asleep in the den watching some late-night show. I climbed into bed alone and read for a while, trying to silence the echo of William's laugh in my ears. I remember checking the lock on the bedroom door, but I didn't close it fully. Maybe part of me didn't want to. Sometime after midnight, I stirred awake. There was a creak on the floorboard, soft, deliberate. My breath caught, and for a moment I thought I was dreaming. But then I saw him, William, standing just inside the door. The moonlight brushed his face, his eyes dark and unreadable. I sat up quickly, my voice shaky. "William, what are you doing?" He didn't answer right away. His hand hovered at the edge of the door, unsure. I thought you were awake. I heard something." I pulled the covers a little tighter around me, suddenly aware of the thinness of my nightgown. "I'm fine. You should go back to bed." He nodded slowly, but he didn't leave. "I couldn't sleep," he added softly, stepping further in. My pulse raced. "You shouldn't be in here." "I know," he said, "but I needed to see you." His voice was low, not demanding, but vulnerable. It shook something in me, something I'd buried under layers of quiet disappointment. William wasn't just trying to invade my space. He was drawn to me, and I felt it too. "Margaret," he said, "do you ever wonder what it would feel like to be truly seen again?" I stared at him, silent. My throat felt dry. "I see you," he whispered. I should have told him to leave. I should have reminded him that I was his brother's wife. But instead, I just breathed, frozen by the storm building inside me. He came closer, slowly, giving me time to stop him. I didn't. When his hand brushed mine, it was like electricity. He didn't grab, didn't force, just let his fingers trace over my skin, searching for permission. And still I didn't move away. My mind was shouting at me to stop, but my heart, it had already opened the door. "William," I breathed. His fingers moved delicately, reverently, touching places that hadn't felt alive in so long. There was no rush in him, no need to dominate, just the simple wonder of exploration, like he wanted to memorize what had been forgotten. I trembled. "I can't," I whispered, though even I didn't believe it. He paused, pulling back, respecting my words. Say the word, Margaret. I'll leave, but I know you feel this too. I turned my face away, conflicted. What was this strange fire burning inside me? A part of me wanted to scream for him to leave, and another part wanted to be wrapped in his arms and feel something real. The house was still. Robert was asleep downstairs, unaware of the storm above. And me? I was spiraling. I had never crossed a line before, never even imagined I would. But that night, the line blurred into fog, and I lost sight of right or wrong. I only knew how warm William's hand felt, how much I craved to be noticed, wanted, needed. He kissed my hand. I gasped. It wasn't a kiss of possession. It was gentle, deliberate, aching with restraint. His eyes met mine, pleading for an answer. I didn't speak. He leaned forward, his breath brushing my cheek. Still no kiss, no bold move. Just tension, so thick it felt like lightning could strike between us. And then I pulled away, not because I didn't want him, but because I was afraid of how much I did. I'm sorry, I said shakily, voice breaking. William nodded. I understand. I'll go. But before he did, he paused at the door and said something I'll never forget. You deserve to feel alive again, even if it's not with me. Then he left. I lay awake the rest of the night, trembling, not from fear, but from realization. The ache inside me wasn't about desire alone. It was about being seen, valued, touched by something that felt real in a world that had turned gray. The days that followed were strange. We avoided eye contact. William didn't bring it up, and I pretended it didn't happen. But deep down, I knew something had shifted. In me, Robert, blissfully unaware, continued with life as usual. But I had changed. I couldn't go back to pretending I was satisfied. I didn't know what to do with the feelings that now stirred inside me, like a song I had forgotten the words to. A week later, William told us he had found an apartment and would be moving out. The morning he left, I found a note tucked under the book I was reading. I'll always remember the way you looked at me that night. You were more than beautiful. You were real. If ever you choose to live for yourself again, I'll be somewhere under the same sky, remembering. W. I folded the note and tucked it deep into my journal. I didn't know what the future held. I still loved Robert in a way, but William had shown me something I didn't realize I'd been starving for. To be seen, touched without being claimed, and understood without a word spoken. I never told Robert, and I don't know if I ever will. But that night, I wasn't just his brother's wife. I was a woman rediscovering the warmth of her own soul. And sometimes, that's the beginning of everything.